Hello and welcome back. I want to start this video with a short explanation of some housekeeping stuff, some class maintenance things. Some of you are having problems. Your stuff isn't appearing on the discussion board or the Dropbox, and what I would urge you to do is to double check your submissions. Upload your discussion or your Dropbox assignment. Remember, those are separate tabs. And then go back a couple minutes later, make sure it's there. Now when you upload something to the Dropbox, it usually sends an email to you confirming. So do this stuff to double check for your own sake to make sure that you're getting the grade you deserve. That being said, I've decided to go ahead and let those of you who have missed assignments to let you turn them into me, but for partial credit. So if you have missed assignments and you want to you want to go back and do them, it will help later in the class if you go back to some of those assignments you might have skipped. You can email them to me and I will give you partial credit. Now I will tell you exactly what partial credit means at the end of the semester. I'm not going to calculate it now, but it would be definitely better than missing the assignment. One other thing as far as class maintenance stuff goes, make sure to follow my instructions in the videos and the emails precisely. If you partially follow my instructions, then you won't get full credit. Okay, so enough of that. What I wanted to say about the Dropbox submissions that I've seen so far, that you guys are all doing a great job on using Mesner to analyze the Derby texts, the films, and the article we've read so far. You're making all of the connections that I would hope that we would make in a normal class discussion. And like I mentioned in the email, when you do Dropbox assignments, remember that it's a separate tab, right? It's okay to repeat some of the stuff you mentioned or other students mentioned in the discussion. What I want to see the discussions hopefully do is to get your mind working on this material, and in the Dropbox you'll be able to show me how you individually can analyze it. So think of it as class discussion and then response papers. It would be in a normal class. The class discussion would be the discussion board. Response papers would be like the Dropbox. This assignment, remember, most of you already turned it in, but remember the assignment on the last part of this Mesner article is due at 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. So make sure and get it in before then. We've pretty much finished our survey with what I would call old school derby. You know, the older type of roller derby that newer roller derby receives its heritage from. What we're going to do now is look at a documentary that most people refer to, that covers what most people refer to as the roller derby revival in Texas. And this, I think, will be very interesting because we already have a good idea of what older roller derby is. These changes and the way they do things, I think, will provide you guys with a lot of interesting things to say. And because of that, I'm going to be less strict on the discussion board. Now, this next assignment will be a discussion board assignment. You'll have to post a response to a particular part of the video like we have been doing, and then make sure to respond to 2 other posts to get full credit. But I don't want to be so strict to say that you have to do a particular set of steps. Because you already have a lot of material under your belt now, I want to leave it open for you to respond how you feel you want to respond. Now, make sure your response is substantial, and that it probably is going to be a better response if you can pick a particular point in the film rather than trying to talk about the film in general. But I think that this will lend to a much more interesting discussion, a less guided discussion by me, but I think it will lead to an interesting discussion where we can bring up a lot of questions and perhaps start to answer them. So for tomorrow, we're watching the documentary Hell on Wheels. A lot of you pointed out, and I think I mentioned this in my initial email, that it is available on Netflix. but I believe it's available in other formats too, and no one has mentioned about not being able to get a hold of it. Watch that. Post a substantial response to the discussion board, respond to 2 other posts, and that is going to be due tomorrow by 11:59 p.m. Central Standard Time. Again, just to recap, I will allow late work for partial credit. Email it directly to me. I will be specific about what partial credit means at the end of the course. And good job on your responses so far. You all are making the connections that I hope you would make, that I hope we'd be able to make in a traditional classroom. So if you have any concerns or questions, feel free to email me, and I will see you next time.